I keep coming across people who are confused about what the Tangle is, which I find weird, because Tales from the Pizzaplex actually outright tells us this one. In the first epilogue, workers pile up endoskeletons that survived the pizzeria simulator fire, and then the Mimic tears the workers apart and adds them to the pile. This pile is brought up quite a few times throughout the epilogues, with one specific descriptor being used over and over again. Piled together in a macabre pyramid, a gruesome tangle of human limbs, torsos, and heads were rotting next to a snarl of ragged metal endoskeleton parts. Adrian looked up from where he knelt, next to Wade, who was doubled up, dry-heaving, having already emptied his stomach over a decayed tangle of ripped-off arms and legs. He started dragging it across the floor, shaking it to free it from the other endoskeleton parts entangled with it. Kelly was already tucking herself behind a tangle of endoskeleton parts and broken lumber. Lucia kicked aside a few beleaguered party favors as she aimed for one of the tangled piles of endoskeleton parts. And at one point in the second epilogue, it said that the decayed body parts seemed to pulse with malevolent intent. I feel like that's a pretty definitive answer. But let me also throw in an insane theory as a bonus, just because I feel like it. In the seventh epilogue of Fazbear Frights, William Afton possesses an amalgamation of animatronic parts, and the puppet tears it apart. All of the pieces fall into the lake. It's said that many of these pieces came from the pizzeria simulator fire, including the puppet's mask. And what is the Tangle exactly? An amalgamation of burnt animatronic parts, including the puppet's mask. And as we see in Ruin, there's a body of water above the sinkhole. Could William have held out underwater, traveled through the waterfall, pieced himself back together, and entered the old pizzeria? Almost definitely not, but it would make this cutscene really funny.